Cha, ima mhlonishwa uMagubane. Mhlonishwa uMagubane.
Yeah, Tuma. It's mine, my qualification. Don't mind. It's mine.
Mhlonishwa uMagubane. Mhlonishwa uMagubane. Mhlonishwa uMagubane. Mhlonishwa uMagubane, ngicela usukuma. Ngithi mina susa lokho okulandela ukuthi uthi nje uyakuhoxisa ngikhulume nomhlonishwa uBiyela.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw.
Thank you. Mhlonishwa uBiyela, uma uthi umhlonishwa uma ephakamisa umbono wakhe usakufesa kuhoxise lokho. Ngoba phela umusho kanjalo uthi umuntu ukhuluma ngoba ebona leadership. Usho into wrong kabi. Hayi suhleka akukho kuhle lokho okushilo.
No, Honorable Speaker, without any reservations, I really withdraw.
Thank you.
I really withdraw.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. As I proceed, Honorable Speaker, the theatrics in the House are not surprising because, you know, when your career politically is at stake, you will do anything and everything to impress your leader, especially in their presence. So we are expecting this chaos. It's nothing that we are not used to. I was still congratulating the honorable member on a marriage, but I also wanted, Honorable Speaker, to extend the same congratulatory remarks to one of the cultural giants in our province, Mr. KZN on his marriage. His music career, his music carries the stories, humor and pain of ordinary people in KwaZulu-Natal, and today many of those people are celebrating with him the Blue Nations. We wish him well and all the best. This debate is about whether, on balance, the removal of the Premier would advance or undermine this legislature's constitutional obligation to ensure stable, effective governance for the people of KwaZulu-Natal. In that regard, Honorable Speaker, I want to propose that the motion be assessed on 3 criteria. 1, on principle, 2, on performance, and 3, on the alternative. On principle, motions of no confidence derive their legitimacy from evidence of systemic failure, not from dissatisfaction with political outcomes. Destabilization without credible governing alternative is not a democratic virtue. On performance, the government of provincial unity under the leadership of Premier Honorable Thami Ntuli has governed within a fragmented political environment while maintaining collective executive responsibility. It reflects political maturity and understanding that governance is sustained through stewardship. The decisive question, however, is on the alternative, which is the 3rd criteria that I want us to look at. Political theory offers a useful caution. I want to borrow not from our own IFP's political schools of thought, but from the left for contextual relevance. Marx and Engels warned us against movements that speak in the name of the masses while substituting disciplined organization with moral posturing, a politics marked by dramatic gestures, rhetorics, and organizational fragility. You see, when you debate at a high level, then you get this silence. Such movements appear very bold. Such movements appear very bold, but they lack the coherence and capacity required for sustained governance. Honorable Speaker, the distinction is not just ideological, it's also institutional. The question before this House is not who sounds the most aggrieved, but who is structurally capable of governing a province. When one examines the MK's own organizational record, what does evidence present before us? It says that of all the political parties represented in this House, it is the only political organization that has changed more than 5 or 6 times an integral and important position of the Secretary General at the national level. This pattern, Honorable Speaker, evidence since the party's formation, stands in sharp contrast to the relative stability of other political formations represented here. This instability, Honorable Speaker, is also manifested at this provincial level, where caucus leadership changes, suspensions, and open defiance of the party occur within short intervals. At some point, Honorable Speaker, this ceases to be evidence of internal democracy, and it begins to reflect an inability to consolidate authority. Against this, the government of provincial unity has demonstrated relative stability, authority, and governing ethic rooted in restraint. Premier Ntuli's leadership has reflected respect for institutions, tolerance for oversight, and a clear understanding that governance is sustained through endurance rather than constant agitation. And it is here, Honorable Speaker, that history offers a quiet but unforgiving lesson. History is unkind to movements that confuse noise with strength. More revolutions have collapsed from disorder within rather than from resistance externally. Ill-discipline, not opposition, is what hollows out bold promises. Organization, not outrage, is what sustains power. Those still struggling to govern themselves, still changing leaders faster than ideas mature, should approach motions of no confidence with a bit of restraint and with humility before the institutions of the state. Honorable Speaker, a motion of no confidence is ultimately a claim to readiness. It says, we are prepared to govern now. That claim must be judged against organizational evidence, leadership stability, and demonstrated capacity. Measured against those criteria, the alternative before this House does not inspire any confidence. Honorable Speaker, I must admit, shame, that the MK party does demonstrate a lot of energy and conviction, especially when there's a need to shout, to make noise, to wear military regalia, to dish out insults, to drown speakers. But unfortunately, it has not demonstrated the institutional discipline and capacity required to govern a province. Evidence to this is what we witness today in the presence of their leader. Very, very weak debates. Their speakers have missed an opportunity to convince South Africa that they can lead and they have capacity. In fact, all we have heard is a bunch of gossip, a bunch of personal attacks, no rigor, no ability, no content, no capacity, simply a tabloid. Because of their inability to intellectually engage meritoriously on issues, they have chosen to become rather very personal. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. We have come to the end of the debate. I therefore call upon the Honorable Bisim Ngadi, the mover of the motion, to respond to the debate. You have 5 minutes, honorable member.
Honorable Speaker, let me first greet His Excellency, our President of uMkhonto Sizwe Party, Commander-in-General, Ngamalala Siyabonga. Honorable members of this legislature, as we conclude this historic debate, let us pause and reflect on what truly brought us here today. It was not the ambitions of politicians, not the strategy of parties. It was the voice of the people of KwaZulu-Natal who voted for uMkhonto Sizwe Party. The people of KwaZulu-Natal has become unbearable and patience has reached into a natural limit. We have listened to arguments from all sides. Others offered that the surface mode, they were defending their blue lights. Others, they have offered the excuses. But the overwhelming truth remains the current leadership under Premier Thami Ntuli has failed the people of KwaZulu-Natal. Honorable Speaker, let me go to the debate on Honorable Buthelezi. Ngangalele, no one voted for the GPU in KwaZulu-Natal. uMkhonto weSizwe Party is the only party that must lead the negotiations in this province, not any other way around. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Fraser, I just need to give you a conscience. Let me make an example. uMkhonto weSizwe Party defended the Gauteng province, Honorable Panyaza Lesuf, because EDA submitted a vote of no confidence against Panyaza Lesuf. Therefore, it's very important to make it correctly. To support this vote of no confidence, all of us, because the DA is the only party that is the oppressors of the people in South Africa, in particularly the blacks. Honorable Speaker, I think kubalekile somlomo ukuthi ngisho le yokuthi ke uMkhonto weSizwe, we are demanding the secret ballot. We are demanding the secret ballot. Kubalekile uthi ngifunde sithole umyalezo onamatres namhlanje. I will read the number. The number is 073 439 6162. It reads as follows. Ngiyocela ungixolele Honorable Speaker, because kunamagama anganambithisiseki lapha anenhlamba, kodwa ngizoyifunda njengoba injalo. Siyezwa sinsizwa ukuthi inina abalomhlanzo wemotion yokukhipha thina komele nigqoke insimbi ukuphi lapho nihamba kuwo konke lapho nihamba khona. Asikwazi ukuthi nina Mhlanzo Yonyoko, uMgadi, uDex, uHonorable Magubane, uMkhize, zilambe izingane zethu.
All right, live visuals there from KZN's legislature, where the motion of no confidence against Premier Ntuli is currently underway. We do apologize for the regrettable language, as the Honourable Speaker had already stated that this is in relation, Paul, to an SMS that they received, a threatening one at that.
Yeah, so he's going to great length there to speak about what the message contains, but really the profanity is what we do apologize for. But we know that the KwaZulu-Natal Premier Thami Ntuli, who's an IFP member, was elected through a coalition which includes the ANC, DA, IFP and NFP, but we know the NFP has since withdrawn. But let's take you back there to listen to that process which is still underway.
Thank you. Scandals. Thank you.
Nerusha. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. I want to thank you, honorable members, for being yourselves during the debate. As you were yourselves, we have come to the end of the debate on this item. Importantly, we thank you because of your understanding of the maturity of democracy. 31 years later, this House has almost seen now all what is expected to be exercised in terms of the democracy. And as a result, the House now needs to vote on the motion of no confidence on the Premier, the Honorable Mr. Ntuli. Ndicela uqale ndigqibe mhlonishwa ukufunda lokho endikufundayo. Ngoba kungenzeka ukuthi whatever you are going to speak on ngizakufunda ndivela ukuthi ungandi preempt.
Oh, okay.
I want to remind the members of the provisions of the Constitution relating to the voting on this item. And as the motion has been introduced in terms of section 1412 of the Constitution, I must remind members of the provision which states as follows. Open and close quote. If a provincial legislature by a vote supported by a majority of its members passes a motion of no confidence in the Premier and the other members of the Executive Council must resign. So, honorable members, the motion to pass a majority of the members of this legislature must vote for that motion. As a reminder, the majority of members of this House is 41. I will also go to ruling on the voting process on itself. I want now to rule, honorable members, on the procedure to be followed on the motion of no confidence in the Premier. And as I said earlier, section 1412 of the Constitution provides that the Premier and the Executive Council must resign if the legislature, by a vote supported by a majority of its members, adopts a motion of no confidence in the Premier. Of course, honorable members, the Constitution does not prescribe the method by which such a vote must be conducted. It is thus left to the legislature to regulate its own internal arrangement. The standing rules of the KwaZulu-Natal Legislature set out the mechanism ordinarily used when decisions of the House are taken. All these methods provide for open and identifiable forms of voting that are standard practice in this legislature. The standing rules do not prescribe a secret ballot for motions of no confidence. The rules, therefore, contemplate that in the ordinary course, decisions of this House are taken openly and transparently in accordance with long-established parliamentary practice. The Constitutional Court in the United Democratic Movement versus Speaker of the National Assembly held that a secret ballot is constitutionally permissible where a presiding officer, after considering all relevant factors, determines that it is necessary to ensure that members are able to vote freely and without fear. That judgment also confirms that the presiding officer must consider the circumstances of each case and exercise discretion only when a special voting procedure is sought or justified. Honorable members, I have applied my mind to the specific circumstances of this matter. The constitutional principles, the standing rules, and the jurisprudence of the Constitutional Court, while the concern raised by the member, Honorable Mngadi, is noted, all the members that were referred to in Honorable Mngadi's debate have participated in the debate openly. thus making their own stance on the matter public. Together with this, I have also considered, among other factors, one, the importance of transparency and public accountability in the legislature's proceedings, and that proceedings are, as far as possible, not conducted under cover of secrecy. The importance of ensuring that the legislature holds the executive accountable without fear, no doubt. The need to ensure that members can honor their constitutional obligations, their oath of office, and the dictates of their personal conscience without undue influence or hardship. Prevailing circumstances and whether they allow members to exercise the vote in a manner that does not expose them to illegitimate hardships. In this regard, honorable members, I am unaware of anything that suggests that violence or any other threat prevails at this time in respect of any of these circumstances beyond what normal tensions in a democracy, which may prevent members from exercising their vote on this motion in accordance with their conscience in an open procedure. The protections that have been afforded to members by the legislature today in the exercise of their functions, the established practice of the House in conducting its business through open votes, and the constitutional foundation principles of openness and transparency. And the fact that, honorable members, no other circumstances have been presented that would have justified deviation from these procedures. Having regard to all of the above and acting in terms of the authority vested in the presiding officer by the standing rules read with Section 116 of the Constitution, I am not satisfied that the threshold has been met for a departure from the established and ordinary procedure of open voting. While, honorable members, I do not disregard the concern raised, the information before me does not necessarily provide a rational basis upon which I can conclude that a secret ballot is necessary or justified. I therefore rule that the vote on the motion of no confidence will be conducted by way of an open vote in accordance with the procedure set out in Rules 85 to 101 of the rules of this House. The House will therefore proceed with an open and recorded vote consistent with the standard procedures of this House once the debate has been concluded. I have tabled that, honorable members. But also, I want to draw your attention that besides Honorable Mngadi's move on the point, I have also noted other members that were moving during their debate. I have also received an email that was received by the manager in the office of the Speaker from the Honorable S.P.G. Mbata. Although the attachment was something else, but the email was also relating to threats, and Honorable S.P.G. Mbata, together with the rest of the whips that were raised by Honorable Mngadi, were all openly participating in the support of the motion of no confidence. Furthermore, I have received some correspondence from the honorable member of the EFF, from the EFF caucus, which was writing to me to consider calling a whips forum. Whilst I am the chairperson of the program committee, But for any departure, we also get that through any departure to calling a special meeting of the whips. We receive it through the consultation, through the office of the chief whip, and we have requested that those who received the letter write to them so that they consult the office of the chief whip. I am bringing this for transparency so that it is not used in any way to stall, nor to be understood as being outside what was considered for determining the vote to be an open vote. When I started, I had stopped Honorable Makubane. I did not know what he was rising on, and I am not sure whether he still wants to rise on what he was rising on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was rising on Rule 87. As we have concluded the debate on the motion tabled by our Chief Whip, Honorable Mngadi, that I request that the Speaker adjourn the House for a few minutes so that we can have the meeting with other whips, with other parties, to also deliberate on this matter. As I'm speaking to you, I've sent an email to you requesting for your protection under the threats that we have received. And that did not come only in writing. Surely it's that person who wrote to Honorable Mkhize who had balls to write to Honorable Mkhize, but we did have other threats that were verbally not written. That was aligning to other members as well, not us only alone. We were able to refer to this one because this one was written direct to Honorable Mkhize. And I said, Honorable Mkhize, the other ones we couldn't have evidence on them. But this one came in the morning, around about 10 to 6 in the morning to Honorable Mkhize, and he had to call us on, all of us, including our leadership in the province and in national, to alarm us about this message. And when we checked, as we do have intelligence on our side, we checked that this number is a normal number. It's not something that is screened or something that is being AI sort of photo op. So we decided that we need now to write to the Speaker formally, informing the Speaker, because we do have something that is evident. But the issue of threats, it's only this one who had balls, I'm still saying that, to write. The other ones, the other threats that were coming in, Speaker, were verbal, because we've been getting threats that were verbal, talking about this issue of today. So we need a protection of every member here. It's not about the importance of the members of MK only. It's the importance about the members of the House as a whole, all of them. We need protection for all members because we may not lie about this one. Here is the MEC of NFP at this moment, Speaker. The party line is something else. The MEC of NFP talks something else. I'm talking about that.
Okay, Honorable Makubane. Honorable Makubane.
I'll finish now.
No.
That will
protect her when.
apply to other members as well.
Honorable
Let's
Makubane.
protect every member here.
Honorable Makubane, I want to protect you. With what you have just said, if the Honorable MEC was in any way unprotected, she would be unprotected from you. But she's not yet aware. But already the MEC has debated on the matter. Her views on the matter are known. I want honorable members to take this. I know that we have banter most of the time, no? And you also know that my voice is always on a higher volume. I want first to go to Rule 87. The Rule 87 that was read, Rule 87 reads thus: when the debate on a question has been concluded, the presiding officer may postpone the decision of the question until the next sitting day or another time agreed to by the chief whip after consultation with the chief whips. I have not done any consultations, and I am not postponing the discussion. We have concluded with the debate, honorable members. I don't want us, honorable members, to stall that which we have started, that which is very progressive. No one in this House, including your Speaker, must escape a motion of no confidence at any given time. Because a constitution should not live only here. It must live here, so that the people of KwaZulu-Natal feel that they are protected. It only lives here when you adhere to its provisions from the beginning to the end, without exception. Now, honorable members, we are there. Let's make the Constitution live. We are now, Mhlonishwa Mkhize, SMM, Ngobo Mkhize baningi, abathathu bathula bafowethu. Now, honorable members, there is no one whose view is not unknown, who is said to be scared. And I am not watering down, honorable members. To show that I'm not watering down, I have even added on the rules. There is a term, BALLS, which is unparliamentary. I allowed Honorable Makubane and Honorable Mngadi to make use of those. And because I wanted them to say that which they wanted to say, unperturbed. I allowed it because I know that they know it's unparliamentary and they will not use it again. Mhlawumbe abanye nje babekuthiwa yinini amaMkhize noma wena amaseme bengingazuvuma ngoba benolisebenzisa njalo. But I know that the two know that the word is unparliamentary. But to drive a point home, we must not put many stalls before people being heard. I have completed the task. I see that Honorable Mbata is about to rise on the Constitution. Can you also rise with the specific rule that you are going to say we've transgressed as you refer us to the Constitution?
Thanks, thanks, Chairperson. I want to rise on Rule 57, 1A.
Ngubani lo out of order before uyongena kuye?
Honourable Speaker, I think on your side, the Speaker, what you've just said. Okay, the point of order is going straight to the Speaker.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
start there.
Okay.
I understand, Speaker, that according to the Constitution of the country, and as in particular 57, Section 57.
Okay.
Now,
Just for your attention, honorable members, it's important to carry your constitution so that you know what the member is saying.
Thanks, Speaker. First and foremost, the foundation of 57 of the Constitution speaks about what I would say how the rules are made of the legislature. And when the rules of the legislature are made, they must be inconsistent with the Constitution. Hence, I'm opening the 57. Now, I'm inconsistent. Now, I'm saying this, Speaker, because in the interest of democracy in this country, there are things that, Speaker, you as a Speaker, you must consider. I will put aside the issue of the death threats and whatnot because they are there. But I'm going to speak to something very important for this House and probably for everybody else who has an inspiration of becoming a politician. One, the secret ballot, it's not a favor. It should flow from, one, the freedom of conscience, but two, the freedom of coercion, and then three, the right of representatives to act without fear. I'm bringing these things to your attention, Speaker, so that you can revisit your decision whereby you allow the House, because the motion, Section 141, it's not just a normal motion. It's a motion that deals with the integrity of the government of KwaZulu-Natal. Now, if there are issues that we feel are a problem, we must then test them. Because, Speaker, there are threats, most of them you might not know about, but there will be threats to members. But to check the democracy of this country and to check whether this democracy is fit enough and has taken that direction where we can say we have the best democracy in the world, allow the secret ballot to be part and parcel of us. Thank you, Speaker.
Sit down. Thank you, Honorable Mbata. I just want for peace sake to allow Honorable Mbata for what he was saying, to say I take it and I've considered it. But just to say that what he said is on Section 57, I want to say it's not there, sir. And the only part that is there is telling the National Assembly what to consider when making its rules. Go further to the sections that speak on the legislature and consider what it's saying to us. It's saying the same thing. But to not take you through a lot, Honorable Mbata, I want you to take home that as I was speaking here, I read case law. There's something called case law. Precedence of the case law that has happened. I learn on it. We have case law on this, and we have considered case law. Case law is very important because it teaches you on how courts have viewed, and you measure from there whether you have veered from that which is expected of you. I am confident that I haven't veered, Honorable Member. Then lastly, Honorable Mbata, I want to advise you that ordinarily, maybe IBC Day when there is precedence of the presidium is undermined. I just want to draw your attention that for today, it will not happen. If you are unsatisfied with how we have ruled, you have recourse. And until then, the House will continue with its responsibilities. Since I have ruled on the matter, including the fact that Honorable Makubane, may you take your seat until I finish, Honorable Twala. Honorable Makubane, you did say, and I heard you, that you wanted to go and discuss it as whips and stuff like that. The rulings on procedures of voting are the purview of the presiding officers. I have met with the 3 presiding officers that I have been elected with, the Deputy Speaker, and we have looked and we are satisfied that this is the way to go. When you raised the things, we also had to look at them and also get our advice from the people that are employed to advise us. We are satisfied. But we are not saying we have the Solomonic wisdom because we are no Solomons. Me, I'm just a senior primary teacher. But courts have got people who are more educated in law. Amongst those people, the other one is a teacher, other one is a psychologist, other one is a medical doctor. We don't have the Solomonic wisdom. We are advised by lawyers, but courts may decide otherwise, and we will allow them their view. Thank you to the founders of the Constitution of this Republic for having 3 distinct arms of government. As this arm of government, we stand with the laws that we enacted. Is a law that we enacted, and it allows us, it has been proven in court. Now, if a member wants to speak on the issue of the voting procedure, they cannot speak on it. I have ruled on it. They have recourse. I note the threat to me when I say that which is in the rules. I note the threat that I want. And I note it, honorable members. But I want to implore those members not to do it. Don't want democracy on your terms. Want democracy on the constitutional terms. Honorable Twala, what rule are you standing on, sir?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm rising on Rule 85.
Please hold because.
Also,
Please hold because.
you'll have to be very patient with me because you're also patient. You're patient with me. Honorable Speaker.
You are rising on Rule 85?
Yes.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker, correctly so as you are pointing it out.
Which one? The reason I am saying you are rising on Rule 85 because Rule 85 has got 1A, B, C, and 2A, B. So I want to know so that I don't generalize.
All the 2 of them. 1A, B, C. Rule 85, 1A, B, C.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker, correctly so as you are pointing it out, that you applied your mind using the Constitution of this country, which is the supreme document of the land. I also want to draw your attention to Section 128 of the very Constitution, which goes further.
Don't be fast, Mhlonishwa.
When you spoke very well of the precedents. Now, a precedent has been set here. Section 128 speaks of the election of the Premier. And also, other section goes further to election of the Speaker of this House. Now, the precedent has been set here. It goes to Schedule 3 as well, where when we elected or when there was vote cast for the position of the Premier and also the Speaker, it was through a secret ballot, which is also enshrined in this very Constitution, Schedule 3. Now we are going to go back there and use and apply the same section that we used when this House was constituted. We went and elected the Premier through, it was a voting through a secret ballot. I thought you were going to take what Honorable former Speaker of National Assembly, Baleka Mbete, did on the 8th of August in 2017, when she applied her mind and used the same in protecting the confidentiality of the members who are participating in this very House. So I will really appeal with you, Speaker, that we are not done with this matter. We're going to debate it until whatever time. We're here. We're going to engage on it. So we are fine. We're here to decide on the future of this province of KwaZulu-Natal. So we must satisfy ourselves as the parties represented in this House. So I therefore call your attention to the very sections that I quoted for you, that the precedent has been set in this very House where a secret ballot was used when we were voting for the positions of the senior and also the position where you were also voted as the Speaker, so on and so forth.
Thank you.
I'm not done.
Oh, I wanted to just say I've heard you, but you can continue.
I'm not done. Speaker, you cannot, you know, we're so tempted to raise this issue before even the debate commenced. But we are so predictable because we had thought that you're going to say we're preempting this very item or it's going to be a rule of anticipation. Now we're here now. Speaker, apply your mind. It's not only about people, it's not only about the podium that makes you to determine how they are going to vote. In South Africa, whatever form of elections that we get to engage to, it goes through a secret ballot. So we're demanding that today, we also conduct this business in a form of a secret ballot because some people may stand there, speak something else, but when it comes to casting their vote, they can vote otherwise. So you cannot determine on how one of us is going to vote on this particular matter. So for their protection, and we must take these threats very serious. They are very serious. We must protect the members from that side because maybe some of them, they are agreeing with us to say we must vote out this government of GPU. They are not happy. We only saw this unity today. You are always fragmented. You are always divided. We only saw it today because you want to defend this particular issue, but without losing the chain of thought and my point that I'm conversing with you, Speaker. Just become Speaker. Let's engage each other. On this particular matter, and we follow the precedents that has been set in this very House, Honourable Speaker. It's also entailed in this very Constitution on Schedule 3 that we must do it in a form of a secret ballot. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. I want to address the 3 points that you have referred to. I will start with the last one, the one of the members that you are protecting. I want to say to you, hey, kwenzenjani mhlonishwa uPasiela? But we must not shut members who want to speak. We must not shut members who want to speak. You wanted to speak, Honorable Pasiela? Oh, okay. I will start with the last one that you said you may be protecting members. And I'm saying we have addressed that part, and I have concluded that, and including the one part that you say I must apply my mind. The mind that I applied, I did not borrow from anyone. It was mine. I have applied my mind. In applying my mind, I even came together with the fundis of the legal and also with the other presiding officers to the extent that it was possible.
It's a point of order, Speaker.
Once again.
It's a point of order to you, Speaker.
Okay. Give it to me.
Speaker, I'm rising on Rule 57(1)(a), a point of order directed to you.
Give it.
Speaker, 1, or together with Rule 78. Then after Rule 78, I'm going to the Constitution. On the Constitution, I'll be linking a statement to Section 116.
Does this involve me not ruling on first, Honorable?
No, Speaker, give me a chance
No,
to speak.
because you know what? You want me to err on the process. I must first rule.
No, it's a point of order.
No,
first.
sit down. Let me rule.
It's a point of
I
order.
will
What
give
you were
you.
saying.
No.
It's a point of order.
No.
What you were saying.
Honorable Twala will accuse me of unfairness.
But
I
while
must
you were
rule.
responding to him, there's somewhere.
Sit down.
Out of order. Speaker.
Sit down.
Okay, you'll come
Take
back
your
to me.
seat.
Come back to me.
Take your
You'll
seat.
come to me.
Take your seat. Actually, honorable members, I tried to be very accommodating, including you doing illegal things. I will not do them anymore. I am ruling on Honorable Twala. After that, we are going to voting. Honorable Twala, don't clap hands, honorable members. Don't clap hands in the House. Honorable Twala, I have applied my mind, including on where you said, Honorable Baleka Mbete once applied her mind. I will not then apply her mind because you said she applied her mind and chose a particular way. I will not do that. Go and look at what I have chosen to use. I have rather opted to use case law and precedents that has been approved by the Constitutional Court. It is superior. Because in any way, I will be Constitutional Court, because when you want to go and find against what you are going to do, you'll have to go to court. On the matter that you raised, with all due respect, relating to the election of the Premier and the Speaker, those two are not precedents that are linked to this. They are governed by two separate rules. The election of Premier and election of Speaker are governed by the Chief Justice's rules. We do not use Chief Justice's rules because they are only used by the CJ. When you go through that process, the Constitution has provided that the two processes be regulated by different provisions in the same constitutions. And in the same constitutions, the two processes are requiring different majorities. In the case of the election of Premier, Section 128 of the Constitution and subsection 2 provides that the process followed in Part A of Schedule 3 applies. And Section 6C of Part A of Schedule 3 then states that the candidate that receives the majority of the votes is elected Premier. In this instance of a motion of no confidence, however, Honorable Member, Section 1412 requires that the motion must be supported by a majority of the members of the legislature. That is just but one distinction of the two sections that you say they are the same. They are not the same. I want you, honorable members, to kindly receive the clarity of the Constitution, not in a manner that will twist the Constitution itself. The two sections are distinct and have different provisions. In this one, I have opted to use an open vote because we are not convinced, honorable members, of what you are saying. I have further said, honorable members, when you are not satisfied with the ruling, you have recourse that is provided for by the Constitution. Now, no, ngididwa ukuthi imile wena honorable Makubane. Now, I want the matter to be put to a close. There is no. Honorable members, I have ruled, and the ruling is that now the bells will be rung
But
for 3
Honorable Speaker,
minutes,
I was on podium.
and we are going to vote.
Honorable Speaker, I stood-
Now, before
I stood
you,
up
there
on a
was
point of order.
Honorable Bashiela.
No, it was
And
me
I'm
first.
not-
And then you were saying, it was me first. No, it was me, Speaker. I even told them that no, it's still going to be me first and then her after me. It was like that. It was like that. I was standing on a point of order. You said I must sit down. You are still attending to Honorable Twala. Now you're saying you're going to a conclusion because you have ruled.
Honorable Bashiela stood when Honorable Twala was speaking. But I am not.
No.
After the voting, you will raise what you want to raise.
No, we need to raise
Service,
No,
table staff,
No, Speaker, you're not
table
gonna
staff,
bulldoze us.
ring
No,
the
you're not
bells
gonna bulldoze us. You're not
for 3 minutes.